Now let's compare beta taxonomy and gamma taxonomy. Taxonomy is studied in three main phases: alpha taxonomy, beta taxonomy, gamma taxonomy. Studied in three main phases: alpha, beta, and gamma taxonomy. Each stage represents a different depth of taxonomic study and understanding. This represents a different depth of taxonomic study and understanding. Beta taxonomy, study of species relationships and arrangement. Beta, studies of species relationships and arrangement of species into higher categories such as genera and families. Relationships. Beta is relationship and arrangement of species into higher categories, genera and families. Beta considered into higher categories such as genera and families. Focus emphasizes natural relationships based on morphological, anatomical, genetic data. Morphological and anatomical data. Activities include comparing species, grouping them into genera or families, preparing classification schemes. Example: placing Homo sapiens, Homo erectus, Homo habilis within the same genus Homo. So genetic data. Relationships arrangement of species into higher categories such as genera and families. Level intermediate stage between alpha, species description, and gamma. Evolutionary studies. Outcome produces a natural classification system based on relationships. Produces a natural classification system based on relationships. Gamma taxonomy. Definition: study of evolution relationships, phylogeny of evolution relationships, phylogeny, and genetic variations within and among texts. One level up from beta into arrangement and relationships of species into higher categories such as genera and families. Study of evolution relationships, phylogeny, genetic variation within and among taxa. Deals with intraspecific variations, genetics, and evolutionary mechanisms. Include cytology, genetics, molecular biology, biochemistry, construction of phylogenetic trees, understanding speciation and evolution. Molecular comparison of pentroglottids, chimpanzee and Homo sapiens to study evolution. Molecular comparison of chimpanzee and Homo sapiens to study evolution divergence. So study evolution relationships, phylogeny, and genetic variation. So phylogeny, we also construct phylogenetic trees. Cytology, genetics, molecular biology. Outcome: explains evolutionary origin and genetic relationship among taxa. Explains evolutionary origin. Explains evolutionary origin and genetic relationships among taxa. We can just say explains evolutionary relationships, phylogeny, and genetic variation within and among taxa. Keep relationship for beta. Strategy of relationships and arrangement among species and their grouping into higher taxa. Of species into higher categories, genera, and families. Gamma taxonomy, study of evolutionary relationships and genetic variations. Gamma taxonomy, study of evolutionary relationships and genetic variations. Intermediate phase, advanced phase. Gamma is the most advanced, beta is intermediate phase. Taxonomy, classification and arrangement of species. Classification and arrangement of species, evolution, phylogeny, genetic relationships, morphological and anatomical data, and genetic data also. Molecular, cytological, biochemical data. Interspecific relationship arrangement of species into higher taxa and genera, and families. So interspecific, gamma is intra and interspecific. Outcome natural system classification with morphology and anatomy, phylogenetic or evolutionary system. Classify mammals into orders and families. Tracing evolution of mammals or DNA analysis, relationship between chimpanzee and Homo sapiens. This is comparative and relationship, analytical, evolutionary, phylogeny, etc.